Island, the rock whence I was hewn, Chapter 5. I feel that in describing my country, I am anything but a success. Your Dublin journalist could give me 2 stone and a 10 lengths beating over a 5 furlong sprint. There is a story, told with great gusto by Sir Henry Robinson, of a poor old parish priest who, when listening to some men describing the European capitals, broke in with, "Well now, gentlemen, do you know, Athy is grand, and Trim is truly magnificent." The former local government expert finds an excruciating humour in this remark, but there is something in the dear simple old clergyman's struggle for his country that touches my heart. But the father need not have worried. No canal in Venice has the soft beauty of the great canal that runs from Lough Ree and Athlone to Dublin, going through the bog of Allen, snowy with Canaveroon or bog flowers, bearing on its bosom barges of dreams, and the blue Danube of the Sel Waltz must bow to Anna Liffey as she comes through Lucan. Patrick's Sarseals attained earldom toward the sea. The mountains of Dublin, 2 rock and 3 rock, the Scalp and Caddy Gallagher, bring to my mind the little hills that are about Jerusalem. Monuments that leave the heart cold. Our monuments in Derry, in Belfast, in Dublin leave the heart cold. The bronze statue of the worthy Ferguson in Derry is called locally the Black Man, so little of romance has it for Derrymen. In Dublin we have a monument to Nelson and statues of O'Connell and Parnell, but O'Connell said that all the liberty in the world was not worth 1 drop of human blood. There is a statue in Byrne, close to the cathedral, in memory of a tailor and a student who fell in the foundation of the Third Republic, and on it are the words "Morts pour la liberté." Unconsciously, when I read them, I stood too, as though the colours were passing. As to Parnell, for all that is written of him, he was a penniless political adventurer to whom Ireland gave a career and a living, and who let down his country for some woman. Irishmen don't do that. As to Nelson, we welcome him. He had nothing to do with Ireland, but he was a hero. In Belfast there is a memorial to Albert, that most virtuous of prince consorts, but in God's name, what did he ever do for Ireland, or even against her, that his Germanic memory should take up 1 inch of Irish soil? Island of the thatched cottage. To me Ireland always is the thatched cottage on the mountain side, the thunder of the hunt as it goes for Ferryhouse River, the grave, soft Irish voices. There is even a terrible black beauty about the mountainy men, as mad with solitude and drink, they crash through a fair fighting. Even in our fighting we are courteous. We are a warlike nation, but we respect personalities. That story of the returned immigrant who, seeing a certain turbulence in his native town, asked whether this was a private fight or could anybody join in. It is not as ridiculous as it seems. It is the remark of a gentleman. That the English have done as much evil is a fact I doubt. The grave English wisdom of Sir Roger de Coverley, that much might be said on both sides, is not inapplicable. We have done some shrewd fighting, but the superior assumption that Paddy is a funny fellow, and that his mouth is thick with Irish bulls, is an insolence not to be borne. A remark at which any Englishman will laugh is a phrase I heard from someone in regard to a roistering, gaming, heavy-drinking Irish gentleman who is dead. "'Tis this way, your honour, himself wouldn't offend a child." Well, who would? But our friend would go out of his way to preserve the holiness that childhood is, and that is chivalry. When a brown hand closes on my hand, and the pen drops from my fingers, and the writing is over, if some countryman of mine says as kind a word, it'll be sufficient epitaph. That concludes chapter 5.